Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear friends, welcome to this fifth lecture of Module 3 on physico-mechanical attributes of geoground and geomaterial. In previous lectures we have discussed about geotechnical characteristic of joints and a brief description of approaches used for rock mass classification. In these lectures we will address the topic of rock mass classification in detail. In these lectures, we are going to elaborate about the rock mass classification through covering basic aim of the rock mass classification and approaches for rock mass classification in detail. As we have already discussed concept of rock mass and concept of rock strata and concept of geoground. The geoground or rock strata concern whole things is comprised of rock mass, and rock mass is the basic unit of geoground or rock strata. As far as the classification system is concerned, and the basic aim of any classification system is to categorize or group different things based on certain evaluation, testing and calculation and other similar type of properties and others. So classification system is making the things smooth and in line for predicting different situations, for assessing different aspects and others. Using here the simple evaluation and testing, evaluation, testing techniques, results of the testing and study for grouping, the system will able to predict the inherent characteristic of material and the behavior of this inherent characteristic of material or behavior of simply material with respect to the forces caused by engineering construction. For any purpose concerned to other subject, it is the classification system is a grouping of the certain things or to make the groups of certain things based on certain characteristics, certain evaluation, certain study, etc. Similar to others, we have also here tried to utilize this concept for the engineering geological investigation. However, our geological classification system gives an idea to engineers only about the material, rock material or geological structures. These rock materials and geological structure is mainly concerned to the mode of formation or genetic aspects. Therefore, it is important or this geological classification is important for the core geologist for various genetic related aspects for mineral exploration and others. However, sometimes the engineers are also going to utilize this concept of geological classification system concerned to the rock or concerned to the different structures at initial stage for preliminary study or preliminary descriptions of the area. However, the engineers are more concerned with the engineering characteristics and other geological features of the rock strata, particularly related to design and safe construction of efficient engineering project or efficient engineering structures in rock. This requires researchers to put forward classification system taking into account the engineering aspects. Therefore, we require a rock mass classification system. We can say that the classification of rock mass actually forms the backbone of the empirical design approach. We have different approaches: physical, empirical, model, analogous, numericals, and others. So empirical is based on our work requirement, and this empirical design approach is widely employed in engineering, geological or rock engineering related project or related aspects. Why? Because during the feasibility and preliminary design stage of a project, when we know very little information about the rock mass or the stress condition or the hydrological condition or hydrological characteristic, the use of such classification scheme can be considerably benefit and necessary requirement to apply engineering geological concept for development of any engineering project involving earth crust or involving rock mass. As we have already discussed, rock mass is a combination of intact rock, combination of this intact rock and geological features or discontinuity. Technically, we are recognizing discontinuity by the name joint, although in geology the joint is explaining a specific type of structure. But here in this class, particularly for engineering geology, any discontinuity we are going to recognize as joint. As the rock mass is comprised of this intact rock and discontinuity, therefore it is important to see the influence of these discontinuities or joint along with engineering properties of rocks. You can see here the discontinuity. This model is going to show the rock traversed by number of discontinuity plane. If you imagine a single or multiple fracture present in any building or any structure going to cause havoc sometimes. Here the number of discontinuities or joint or interface or fracture going to traverse the rock mass. Therefore, these discontinuities or joints or fracture are going to influence the mechanical attributes of rock. Therefore, the qualitative approach made by researcher for core geologists or by the researchers working in core geological fields are unable to support for quantifying the response concern to this rock mass. Initially, it was qualitative in nature, and one good attempts were made by Tarjagi in very early 1946 regarding a project for develop a concept concerned to the tunnel. The Tarjagi has anyhow categorized the rock in 9 categories. For his work concerned to development of tunnel at that time in Alps. At that time, they were unable to quantify the rock for assessment of support pressure or for designing support system. Therefore, Tarjagi in 1946 has attempted the problem and divided the rock in 9 broad categories. For example, in 9 broad categories, they have divided the first in term of the Roman hard and intact rock, stratified rock. At that time, the peoples were not familiar about the concept of rock mass. Hard stratified rock and the massive moderately joined, massive rock and moderately jointed, then moderately blocky and semi. Seam is representing about the weak zone, then blocky and semi means more than moderately, very blocky and semi. Then next type is completely crushed. 6th, completely crushed but chemically inert. Then about the squeezing and swelling concern, then the completely squeezing ground. I think that in this stage you are not well familiar about the squeezing. Squeezing rock at moderate depth, then squeezing rock at great depth. Then 9th is related to swelling and problem of swelling, more concern about the rocks having some clay minerals, swelling ground. This type of classification was purely empirical approach but qualitative in nature. Partially this type of categorization is going to provide some quantitative value. Although Tarjagi in 1946 has proposed a concept related to rock load factor based on his experience and trapdoor experiment, we are still following the same for calculation of the rock load based on the rock load factors. We will discuss in our future classes. Here, as per demand of situation requirement, we have discussed about this type of approach. Then semi-quantitative or semi-qualitative, where we have given some weightage to some situations, some rocks containing some type of geological structures or type of rock, sedimentary rock, igneous rock and others, for benefit of work related to engineering geology. Then peoples have turned toward the quantification of rock strata through various approaches, and we have initiated in our previous classes about the different type of approaches. One is a single parametric approach and multi-parametric approach. Single parametric approach having single parameters, however, as the name indicates, multiple parametric approach or multi-parametric approach involving more than one parameters. For classification of rock mass, we require three situations because these three situations going to influence. As far as rock mass is concerned, we have two domains. One is intact rock and another is joints or discontinuity. Therefore, for rock mass classification, it is important to consider this zone and consider this zone. Therefore, we require parameters should be used concerned to the geotechnical characteristic or engineering geological characteristic of this intact rock as well as this joint surface located in a particular condition, means saturated in nature or dry in nature or partially saturated in nature. Therefore, a good rock mass classification should require to incorporate the characteristic of the rock mass property through property of intact rock. Then about the characteristic or attributes of the discontinuity or joint. Then about the condition due to hydrological condition, groundwater condition involving even surface water also. This concern related to the saturation is also going to influence both the intact rock as well as discontinuity. The field, we have in previous classes we have discussed about the filling materials. If this interface is saturated in nature and filled by clay material, then behaving differently in view of the strength response, and if dry in nature, behaving differently in view of the strength response, or with respect to the external reaction with respect to the external forces due to construction of engineering structure. Therefore, it is important to categorize this intact rock property, then categorize joints, then see about the details concerned to the groundwater as well as surface water. We have already discussed single parametric geotechnical classification of rock mass. Why here I have added this geotechnical? Because we are utilizing or using this rock mass concept for technical aspect. In early times, Deere in 1968 and then 1973 modified slightly with some condition. In 1968 proposed a very nice, simple and economical index describing the rock quality designation, and this become highlighted through this term RQD. RQD explaining rock quality designation, very intelligent approach, and it is a modified core recovery percentage with respect to drilled length. Very simple, only condition is here, the core should be sound and more than 10 cm long. in extension. Here very simple concept proposed by Deere in 1968 and modified in 1973 and others. Here this is the suppose ground where we are going to drill. This is strata through diamond double tube drilling. This is the ground traversed by number of discontinuities and others, rock mass. The double barrel diamond drilling system is going to core this. When we are going to select this core, then we are going to have this type of core log. This core, then this core, then this core, then this core. If the piece of core is more than 10 cm, then we are going to consider. Otherwise, we are going to discard the particular type of core less than 10 cm. So suppose this is the 10 cm, this is the 18 cm, this is the 20 cm, for example, this is the 30 cm. So what is the RQD? RQD is simply, RQD is here suppose 12 cm, so 12 plus 18 plus 20 plus 30 divided by, suppose it is for 1 meter, divided by, or suppose 50 centimeter. 50 centimeter is less, it is for suppose 1.5 meter. So 150, and then the whole summation multiplied by 100. So RQD always presented in percentage, but not written in percentage. Here you can see, based on, very simple. In number of cases you can see very carefully. If the core, suppose in one problem given, a drilling operation is going to provide a core of 7 centimeter long, 8 centimeter, 10 centimeter, or less than 10 centimeter, 9 centimeter, 12 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 18 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 40 centimeter, 52, or again 5 centimeter, then we are going to add only cores which are having more length than 10 cm. 10 cm is a boundary. The cores less than 10 cm we are going to discount. We are going to not include in the calculation. So simply summation of all the cores more than 10 cm divided by drilled length, or length of drill hole, multiplied by 100. On the basis of this value determined through this estimation as RQD, we are going to categorize different type of rock mass on the basis of RQD value. If the RQD value is 25, then we are going to consider the ground is, our rock strata or rock mass is very poor. If ranging from 25 to 50, it is a poor. If 50 to 75, it is a fair, and 75 to 90, it is a good, and the more than 90 to 100, it is excellent. So in this way, we are able to categorize different type of rock mass as very poor, fair, good, and excellent. As this parameter is based on core recovery, and the peoples are frequently utilizing, particularly mining peoples utilizing the ground by coring the subsurface for mineral exploration. The same core can be evaluated for the technical application without investing any money. However, for the single project related to construction work, the drilling business is costly. If the drilling operation is not possible, not feasible economically or sidewise or due to any constraint, then there is some alternative proposed by this Palmstron in 1982, modified and presented in 2005. The very simple, this concept RKD is simply 115 minus 3.3 JV, where JV is representing volumetric joint count which can observe on a exposure. So where the drilling operation is not possible, then with help of the exposure we are able to calculate through this empirical relationship proposed by Palmstrom in 1982 and presented several times, and you can see it's a paper in 2005. Another relationship based on the joint proposed by Priest and Hudson in 1976. The Priest and Hudson presented the calculation of the RQD is equal to 100 e power minus 0.1 lambda, then multiplied by this whole thing, multiplied by here, multiplied by 0.1 lambda plus 1, where this lambda is representing, lambda is the mean joint frequency of a large joint population, and lambda is nothing, it is simply 1 by x dash, where x dash is the mean joint spacing. So this relationship is related to joint frequency and joint spacing. As you know, the joint frequency and joint spacing have good relationship. In this way we are going to determine RQD. For determination of the RQD, we have some condition. The core should be at least 50 mm in diameter. Generally, we are utilizing the core of annex size 54 mm for practical use, and the core should be recovered through the double tube core barrel by using diamond drilling equipment. Otherwise, the core may be feeling some damage and others. If the core is broken due to handling problem of the equipment or due to the some lack in experience of the driller, then we are going to fit the core. If the core is ranging more than 10 cm, then we are going to consider as a sound core. This outcome of the RQD is actually a quantification of the joint spacing or discontinuity spacing, and it is used to partially quantify the rock mass for their quality insurance. What is the benefit? It is a very excellent type of index, inexpensive and quick in nature, required very less complication and economical constraint, but it is not sufficient to provide an adequate description of rock mass due to limitation simply use of the single parametric. Although this RQD is a very useful and later in multiple classification or multi-parametric classification. All the classification system schemes has included RQD. In multi-parametric geotechnical classification scheme concerned to the rock mass, we are having basically two schemes. One scheme proposed by CSIR Geomechanics or rock mass rating scheme developed by the Beniavsky in 1973 and advances in 1976. Then another school describing the rock mass quality index by Barton and company, Barton et al. In 1974 and then modified up to till date. Time to time the Barton and his associates going to modify in his system, Q system, for wider application in field of tunnels and other underground space structures. The rock mass rating system is also known as geomechanical rock mass classification system. Is actually based on the rating system. In this system, the Beniavsky has rated some of the parameters by some numeric value and then used the concept of summation. Basically, earlier the Beniavsky has utilized before 1973 8 parameter. Later on he has reduced and selected 6 parameter. Still people are utilizing this type of rating system involving more than 10 parameter, 14 parameter in mining communities proposed by different institutions and researchers and others. As far as the concept of the Beniavsky 1973 and 1976 is concerned, he has selected 6 parameters: rating for the uniaxial compressive strength of rock material, then rating for the rock quality designation, rating for joint spacing, joint condition, groundwater and orientation of joints. Based on this, he has presented a very simple scheme as empirical relationship. Here you can see the RMR is equal to rating for UCS, uniaxial compressive strength of material, by the S. Letter S is representing strength. Then rating for the RQD value of this rock mass. Then rating for the joint spacing, it is S for the SD for spacing. Then the rating for the joint condition, it related to the joint opening, and yesterday we have in previous class we have already discussed about the concept of joint opening and joint aperture. Then the rating for the groundwater reduction factor or groundwater condition, then the joint orientation. If suppose we are having some value for the RS, rating for the uniaxial compressive strength of rock, rating for the RQD of the ground, rating for the joint spacing, rating for the joint condition, rating for the joint water reduction factor, rating for the joint orientation, then simply we are going to add. Simply we are going to sum all the, here we are going to show some concept. Here suppose for the strength which we have measured through this point load strength index, if 8 MPa value, then Beniavsky has given, as per the chart of the Beniavsky, it was 12. For the RQD, if 70, then the rating is here 13 as per description of this table. Spacing of joint, if 300 mm, then 10 rating. If the joint condition is a specific, then we are going to put as 1 value, 2 value, 1.5 value, rating is a 22. If the groundwater condition of the ground is a wet in condition, then the rating value is a 0.7. If the joint orientation is adverse, not supporting the ground, then we are having this -5 as a rating. You can sum this 12, 13, 10, 22, 07, 64 minus 5, 59. The rating value based on the RMR for this type of, for a particular type of ground consisting of rock mass showing this type of property, covering intact rock as well as discontinuity, then we are able to calculate this 59. This quantitative value can be well utilized by engineers and other fellows of the team involved in construction of any project. On the basis of this rating system, we have here, you can see, you can read by yourself, rock mass rating system after Beniawski in 1989. He has actually originally proposed in 1973, later on some modifications and others. Here all the 6 parameters have some values and some rating as per concept given by Beniawski, and we have to follow the rating value given by the Beniawski by utilizing this chart. It is available on net or in book, everywhere it can be easily downloaded, and I have given this reference, Beniawski 1989. After calculation this RMR, the Beniawski has categorized different type of ground in these categories following the value. If this RMR value is ranging from 81 to 100, the ground or the rock mass is considered as very good. If it is 61 to 80, then it is a good. If 41 to 60, it is a fair. 21 to 40, it is a poor, and less than 20, it is a very poor. In this way, we are able to categorize any type of ground for a proposed engineering work or proposed development work. We can quantify the value of the RMR. RMR is suppose 59, and this ground is unable to bear the load of this particular dam or the particular foundation of the bridge or road pavement, and others are able to require some additional modification, are able to categorize. In the same fashion, another multiple classification scheme, multi-parametric classification scheme was proposed by Barton et al. In 1974, based on the same 6 parameters, but the way of presentation of all the 6 parameters was far different than the presentation as suggested by Beniawski in 1973, 1976, and even modified in 1989. This relationship is a very excellent relationship. Here, before discussing this, we have to discuss about the parameters suggested by Beniawski. You can see parameters. We have discussed about the strength, about the RKD, about the spacing, condition, joint condition, groundwater, and orientation of joint. Among these 6 parameters, the stress caused by horizontal tectonic movement was not present in consideration proposed by Beniavsky. However, in case of excavation or structure developed at higher depth, it surrounded by high active stresses. Therefore, the Barton and Company has proposed this Q system in very nice way. This is a simple multiple of the three quotients. One quotient representing about the crude block size. In this way, we are going to see about the nature of area. The area or ground is made up of big blocks, are made up of teeny type of sandy material, are made up of the small fragments of rocks. This quotients is going to present. Then about the shear strength of rock mass recognized as inter-block shear strength. Then we are going to see about the shear strength of the blocks or the interfaces and the blocks both present in the ground or in strata. Then about the surrounding conditions, related to the dryness and the partial saturation, fully saturation and others, located in calm area or located in tectonically active area, located at shallow depth or located at higher depth. This third quotient is going to explain. So first quotient is nothing, it is a simply RQD by joint number, rock quality designation into joint number. This Jn is representing joint set multiplied by the joint roughness Jr by joint alteration, the self-explanatory. Then joint water condition, it is related to particularly groundwater, but we can include surface water also. Then stress reduction factor. This stress reduction factor is actually dealing with the tectonic stress condition. This both we are recognizing as per proposed concept given by Barton. They have suggested it is active stress. In this way, we are going to cover all the aspects concerned to the characteristic of rock mass, going to make the ground blocky in nature, big block, small block, teeny block, and about the strength of the block, and then about the surrounding condition. It is the ground is located in active zone or ground is located in dead zone or calm area. It is tectonically or seismotectonically active in nature or seismotectonically moderate in nature or calm in nature. The RQD is representing about the rock quality designation. We have already discussed. Joint, Jn is a joint number, Jr is a joint roughness, J is a joint alteration, JW is the joint water reduction factor, and SRF is a stress reduction factor. In this way, they are claiming the system is applicable anywhere, in any country, in any type of ground, because as per their claim, they have covered the nature of ground in terms of the lithology and the structure and others, and about the shear strength of the rock mass, then about the rock mass located in a particular condition, active stress or non-active stress. So first quotient is the crude measure of the block size, second quotient is representing inter-block shear strength, and third quotient is representing about the surrounding condition or active stress. Based on this Q value, they have presented one classification in terms of the semi-logarithmic. here the value of Q, they have presented in logarithmic value ranging from 0.001 to up to 1000. And in this value here you can see 0.001 to 0.01, the rock mass is considered as exceptionally poor. Then 0.01 to 0.1 extremely poor. Then 0.121 very poor. Then 1.42 poor. Then 4 to 10 fair. Then 10 to 40 good. 40 to 100 very good. And 100 to 400 extremely good. And 400 to 1000 exceptionally good. Here one time exceptionally poor. Here one end. Another end is exceptionally good. So keeping in view the condition of the ground, this particular area is representing fair type or good type. We are going to plan, design and method for the excavation, method for construction and utilization of the ground for the building materials, etc. These aspects can be studied through the paper presented by this Beniavesky or published by the Beniavesky in 1973, Engineering Classification of Jointed Rock Masses in Transactions, African Transaction. Then Beniavesky again presented Rock Mass Classification, Exploration of the Rock Engineering. Then again Beniavesky presented in 1989 Engineering Rock Mass Classification in one book. And I have selected this Bhutkuri and Matsuyama book in 1994. They have described also Beniavesky classification. Then the Priest, SD and the Hudson, John A. Hudson is a very renowned rock mechanics fellow, 1976. Discontinuity spacing in rock presented in Rock Mechanics and Mining Sciences Journal. Then Palmer Strong in 2005, also including in 1982, presented this concept of the RQD. And then Wichmann presented actually a rock mass rating system based on the structure. Beside this, we have various types of rating system, but basically we have these two basic rating system, and others are some addition, subtraction or some advances concept given by this Beniavesky and the Barton. Friends, the rock mass classification is backbone of the engineering geological investigation for pertinent design and construction of engineering project in view of the safety and stability and economy. The classification of rock mass is based on single parametric and multi-parametric concept, or based on the single parameter and multi-parameter, where this RQD is a single parametric classification scheme, is an excellent type of scheme, economical and easy in use and measurement. However, the RMR and the Q system belonging to the multi-parametric scheme, and these are useful. However, one limitation is here, RMR as per concept become highlighted in mining community. However, this Q system become more famous or highlighted in the civil engineering communities. The three quotient of the Q system is sufficient to explain about the nature, characteristic, strength of the area. Dear friends, in this class we have discussed about the rock mass classification. Up to this class we are able to categorize geological strata or ground quantitatively, which is a very useful in engineering geological application for successful engineering project. However, we have various types of classification proposed by some Palmerstrong, proposed by Hook and Brown, but these are some like geological strength index, like rock mass numbers and others. These are some minor modifications we will discuss in our future classes as per our requirement. Now we are able to elaborate our already learned concept, and we are ready to move toward the application side of this course. In next class, we will discuss about the application side related to selection of material as building material. Thank you